For today's lesson, our focus standard comes from grade 7, Number Systems, Standard 1, Apply and Extend Previous Understandings of Addition to Add Integers. Our topic comes from our new unit, Adding and Subtracting Integers. Adding integers with the chip model. Our essential question is, how can we use integer chips to visualize adding integers? Please take a moment, pausing the video if you need to, copy the topic and essential question into your header, along with today's date. Set your question column and your note column, and resume the video when you're ready to begin. Then look at some examples using integer chips. If you remember from our last video, integers are positive and negative whole numbers. So on an integer chip, there are two sides. The yellow side, which represents a positive 1 integer, and the red side, which represents the negative 1 integer. So as we are creating problems, you lay out as many chips of each side that you need. So let's go ahead and do our first two. So for this first problem, we have -2 plus -3. So we're going to want to draw in two negative integers and three negative integers to see how many we have all together. Go ahead and pause the video and set up your chips for problem A. So here I've laid out two negative chips and three negative chips. I take these two negatives plus these three negatives. How many do I have all together? Well, if you said -5, I'd agree with you. So -2 plus -3 is -5. Go ahead and lay out letter B, 5 plus 6. This one we could probably do without chips, but I want you to know that you could use chips for any of these, and the setup is the same. So go ahead and take a look at that one, set it up, and let's compare. Alright, let's see if we agree. So if we take the 5 positives and we add to it 6 more positives, we come up with a total of 11 positives. So 5 plus 6 is 11. Alright, let's do a few more. Go ahead and set up your problems for C and D, laying out your integer chips for each problem and seeing if you can find the total sum. And then resume the video to compare your work with mine. Okay, let's compare. So for letter C, I've set up 2 positives and or plus 7 negatives. And I want to see what happens when I combine all of these. Maybe you noticed this little hint right here from our last videos that we want to look for pairs that make 0. We talked about additive inverses. So I know if I have 2 positives, that 2 negatives will combine with that to make 0. So one way we can think about this is that this makes 0, so we don't have to count those, and this makes 0. So when we combine +2 and -7, what do we have left over? Well, it looks like we have 5 negatives left. So 2 plus -7 equals -5. Let's take a look at letter D. Same thing would apply. We have our 6 positives, and we're adding to that our 3 negatives. And again, there's chips here where they combine to make 0. These 3 negatives will combine with 3 of the positives to make 0. So those would cancel each other out, and what we're left with is a +3. 2 plus -7 equals -5, and 6 plus -3 equals 3. Let's try 2 more. Go ahead and set up letter E and F, draw in your chip models, find your solution, and then resume the video when you're ready to compare your work with mine. Alright, let's check. So, I've gone ahead with the chips and set up the problems for E and F. Here, we have our -5 plus 1, and you can see that there's one instance where we have a negative and a positive that are going to combine to make 0, so they're going to cancel out, and what we're left with is -4. So for E, -5 plus 1 equals -4. Over here for F, we have -3 plus, we're going to add to that 8 positives. We're going to look for places where they combine to make 0. So we have 1, 2, 3 pairs of integers that combine to make 0. And so with those 3 pairs gone, I'm going to take -3 plus 8. What we're left with is 5 positives. So -3 plus 8 is +5. -5 plus 1 was -4, and -3 plus 8 was 5. Alright, so that is going to conclude our video for today. Please leave room for your summary. Make sure you have your chips all drawn in and your answers are complete, and come ready to practice more problems like this in class.